Welcome to Beautifully Authentic When Shit Happens. If you've missed my first episode, I'm very sorry about that. It was a little intro about me, who I am, what we're doing here, living beautifully even when shit happens, even if you're ill, even if you're struggling in relationships, work, whatever it may be. I am still learning this brand new vice podcasting, and I am doing my tech work at this time. I hope I won't have to forever. Maybe some wonderful little individual can give me a little hand or a little hint on how to run this smoothly, but at this time, hey, it's all me. So if you are on a platform that does not support my very first upload intro, then that's kind of what we're doing here. All right. If you did hear my first episode and intro, I was talking about leaving you with a little challenge at the end about the word beautiful and telling yourself you're beautiful. I gave you a little challenge, asked you to look in the mirror, asked you to each day tell yourself and remind yourself that you are beautiful. And if it gives you the heebie-jeebies or some resistance, I asked you to have a look outside and start with finding external things that you are comfortable with saying. That is beautiful. Okay, that is beautiful. I need you to notice what is beautiful, especially if you have difficulty telling yourself you're beautiful. And in the end, all the time, you need to do this anyway. You need to notice what's beautiful around you. It's a practice of gratitude. We already know it heals. It changes the body chemistry. It can reverse disease. And people that even go into surgery, surgeons now will say, do a practice of gratitude before, bring your music player, listen to something that makes you feel relaxed and peaceful and happy before we go into this surgery. We can talk about this in detail in the future, but for now, we are going to practice a life where we recognize what's beautiful. It's a practice of gratitude, and we're going to get you to the place where you are 100% solidified on the planet as a person who recognizes their own beauty. And I'm not talking about looks, although yes, that could be too. I am talking about the whole of you being comfortable with the term, I am beautiful, inside and out. So that was the challenge I left the listeners with you, my friends, the first time, if you didn't hear that. And if you did, how did that go? Is it still giving you cringy feelings? Are you able to find something beautiful around you? Can you look yourself in the mirror with your bedhead, bad breath, and morning wrinkles and say, damn, I'm actually pretty beautiful, and feel really good about that? If you can, wonderful. If you can't, no problem. Do not sweat it. Do not start judging yourself. Do not go down no negative talk. We're going to practice. Throughout all of our time together, we're going to practice this, and we're going to get there over time. And you're going to hear from me and others about why this is so important. And it's one of your major assets and best tools while you live on the planet, believe me. Okay, so episode 2, here we go. We are asking you, how do you deal with stress? How do you? I didn't deal with stress very good through my teens and 20s. And, I got very sick, and I was not doing well and managing my stress well, even though I thought I was. I did. I really, really thought I was doing okay. I thought I was managing my stress. I thought I was doing the right things. I thought I was using the tools that I had that, would keep me in good health and and would keep my body and my mind and my heart stable. And I had a lot of stress. I had a lot going on, but I thought I was managing okay. I thought I was doing all right. Can any of you identify with that? Can you identify with thinking you're doing a pretty good job? Thinking you're actually doing all right until shit hits the fan and you realize I'm not doing okay. I'm not handling this well. I'm not doing all right. My body's clearly sending me signs. Or maybe you had a relationship and it was an external sign that you weren't handling it well. Anyway, how do you handle stress? Do you recognize the signs in your body? Are you calm and collected enough to notice the signs in the folks around you? Do you feel like you're in tune? Do you feel like you're a person who acknowledges and recognizes others' responses to your actions or your words? Do you notice? Are you a noticer or not a noticer? What are you? Are you aware when someone yawns or begins to fidget or look away when you've talked too long? Are you a person who is extremely aware and very in tune and actually wears more of what the other's energy or response is to you? I'm so curious. You can comment on my social media posts or send me DMs if you want to suggest future episodes here on my podcast. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear where you think we could help you and help others, or not even necessarily help, but what would be a powerful discussion topic here on my podcast when it comes to living with resilience and congruency and, sorting when we're navigating people and life. I'm all about it. So please reach out if you'd like and go into further detail. Send me a message. We'll talk about it in further detail. But how do you walk out life with stress? Do you do the simple things? Are you the kind of person who will actually go, whoa, I'm not handling this well, and be able to be completely honest with yourself? Like, are you authentic with you? Can you ask yourself questions? Can you pose questions to yourself and go, really? Those thoughts I'm having right now, is that actually true? Is that true? I have this beautiful friend, and she's older than I am. And I have been meeting in this group of women for over 20 years now, and we are very, very close. And we're almost, let me just think, I just want to make sure I get this right. We're not quite, but almost 10 years between each of us. So we have this beautiful range. I'm the baby of the group. Going to be 50 here pretty quick. And so we have a vast experience collectively, which is absolutely beautiful. And I have been growing and learning from these women for over 20 years. And we laugh and we cry and we hold each other accountable. And the beautiful woman who is the eldest of our group has, just like the others, the most gracious way of sharing authentically and posing questions and teaching us and reminding us how not to get stuck in our thoughts and, things like that. And I've never, ever forgotten this. She said that to me so long ago. In fact, all of us girls, ladies in the group, and we've all never forgotten it. And, when sipping tea and drinking and sharing just everyday life and things that come about, and stress still happens to me like it does to everybody else and these ladies. And my one friend who said this, she'll say it again, or now we will repeat back to her. Is that true? So say I'm, talking about something I'm dealing with right now, and I'm in the thick of what it is that I'm dealing with, and I meet my friends for our weekly get together. And, maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm menopausing. Maybe I've had a couple of heavy days, physically and emotionally. And, I am not accessing my tools rapidly, right in the second. And I just happen to land on our day when I'm there. And, she might say, or now my other friends will say, because it's all part of our tool belt now, is that true? Is that true? So if I got a little stinking thinking, is that true? So I want you to ask yourself, if you feel a little wrung out, if you feel like you're a little zingy and you're a donkey on the edge, if you will, I want you to integrate the tool, is that true? It's you with you. I'm not saying you have to allow anybody else to challenge you at this point, or, go ask somebody you're not very close with to sort of hold you accountable yet at this point. But I'm saying you hold you accountable when you are stressed, when you are tired, when you have stuff going on and you are not at your best and you are thinking stinking thoughts. I want you to ask you, is that true? So here, let me give you an example. A long time ago, a couple decades ago now, when I was first diagnosed with Crohn's disease and I was really, really ill. And I was laying in bed because it's all I could do. And I had been in hospital and I just got home. And I was thinking all kinds of horrible thoughts, like, I'm not going to be able to be a mother. I'm not going to be a good wife. I'm not going to be able to continue to run this business. I was thinking all the thoughts that come when you've had illness or impairment in your body and you're going like this, how am I going to move forward? Like, what does this mean? Where am I going to be tomorrow? Where am I going to be in a year? It's normal, right? These are normal steps when you're going through something. But it started to get very, very dark and very, very scary. And I remembered my girlfriend the first time she said it, when she said, is that true? Is it actually true? Where's all the evidence of that? Or are you just going straight to the end of it? Are you jumping ahead of yourself? Like, in this moment, in this second, is that true? And I realized I was really jumping ahead of myself. I wasn't dying right there in that moment. My life wasn't over. I had got out of the hospital. I was home, which was better than yesterday, the day before. I was able to be laying on my bed with my hubby, holding hands, talking, music playing, hot water bottle on my belly, my favorite pillow, my favorite blanket. Was it really true that I wasn't going to be able to be a mom, that I wasn't going to be able to be a good wife and partner and, all of those things? Well, no. It seems like it, but the truth is, it wasn't true. I was jumping off the cliff, and it wasn't, that wasn't exactly how this was going to play out. We jump ahead of ourselves so often. It's easy to do when things seem dark, difficult, or gloomy, and we think we're unequipped or unable to get through what we face. And that is okay, and that is normal. Do not beat yourself up about that. But what I want you to do is what my friend did for me, for us gals at our group. But me personally, she introduced me to one simple tool that would forever change the rest of my life. I still, all these years later, when I feel pressure in my head, when I feel my heart begin to race, when I feel my palms begin to sweat, when I feel unequipped for the conversation I'm having with the individual across from me, and I'm trying to retain what they're telling me, and I don't feel like I'm retaining it all as rapidly as they're sharing, whatever it may be, in the moment, if you feel stressed, unequipped, or very dark, I want you to use this tool. Is that true? Are you dying right now in this moment? Do you have 1 second left to breathe? Do you have 1 day, 1 month, 10 years, 20? If we jump ahead, if we run forward on everything that robs you, you will not be present for what is now. You will not be able to notice or see what is right here, right now. We always run ahead of ourselves, not just physically. I'm talking mostly about your internal verbal chatter. We are very good, us humans, at chattering in our minds about things we really have no business going down those trails and rabbit holes. We cause our vessel, our body, so much damage. Let's just be honest. I mean, you got to own your shit. We can get really caught up in thinking things that haven't even happened and putting our poor body through the chemical dump that it gets every time we think something negative, every time we run ahead on something negative. So your homework is to implement this extremely simple tool. Is that true? Your mind goes racing. Your heart's pounding. You're scared to death because you're on your way to something that you committed to that you are now scared to do. I want you to take a big, deep breath. I want you to say, is that true? Is it true I'm going to fail? No, because I haven't even done it yet. Is it true I'm going to get hurt? No, because I haven't even begun. And if I get hurt, will I survive? Yes. And if I get hurt and I got to go to the hospital and even have surgery, will I survive it? Yes. Is that true? Is your new tool. You're going to put it in your toolbox and you're never going to leave it behind. Is that true? So, you're going to implement that tool. You're going to get up. You're going to breathe. You're going to walk. You're going to talk. The talk is that true? The walk is to get your oxygen moving. This is the 3-step thing I'm giving you. I've given you what to say. But the truth is, today's podcast is to really help you engage this tool and those 3 words. And really, it's a 3-step strategy. I've given you the words, but what you're going to do is you're going to walk and you're going to talk and you're going to recharge and reframe. And that is done by standing up, even if you're in your kitchen, even if you can't really walk, wiggle your legs and breathe if you can't even get out of a chair. But if you can, get up, take a few steps, big, huge, deep breath. Is that true? You're going to recharge by breathing and getting oxygen, by asking your brain to stop running ahead negatively, stop going to dark. Let's reframe, let's recharge. Is that true? It's a beautiful tool, friends. I have used it for a very long time, and when things are difficult, when obstacles come, or let's just say it as it is, if you are scared shitless because something's going down that seems far too big to handle, whether it's the little things or the really big things, you can use this tool. Walk, talk, reframe, recharge. Is that true? So there's your tool. Don't forget to check, like we discussed in the very first intro episode 1. Find things that are beautiful around you. Eventually, if not already, look in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful until you are so comfortable with it that you can feel it in every cell in your body. So that was 1. And 2, today, walk, talk, recharge, reframe. Is that true? You could say it 1,000 times a day for the rest of your life, or you could say it once a month, whatever, but I want you to implement it as a good tool. Alrighty. Thank you so much for joining me, my beautiful friends. We are going to live beautifully authentic no matter what comes at us, even when shit happens. We're going to walk out whatever we have to because we want to live the most beautiful life we can. Check out my social media. You can reach out and personally message me privately if you want through there. I'd love if you have suggestions or things you'd like to hear me talk about. Please reach out on any of the platforms I'm on, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Would love to hear from you. So I hope you'll use that tool because it will make a massive difference in your life. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful day. Speak with you again soon. Cheers, friends.